My name is Stephanie Veren. I am reading from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I am reading 103. And just a little trivia, my grandmother was born in April 23rd, 1906. So she would have been 120 years old today, or this week. Alack, what poverty my muse brings forth, that having such a scope to show her pride, the argument all bear is more than worth than when it hath my added praise beside. Oh, blame me not, for I no more can write. Look in your glass, and there appears a face that overgoes my blunt invention quite, dulling my lines and doing me disgrace. Were it not sinful, then striving to mend, to mar the subject that before was well? For to no more other path my verses trend, than of your graces and your gifts to tell. And more, much more than my verse can sit, your on glass shows you when you look in it.
Hello, my name is Susanne Blomer, and I'm reading from Madrid, Spain. And following the English version, I read a German one. I have chosen Sonnet 104 because it is one of my favorite sonnets. I think it's not only beautiful, but also relatively easy to understand. So here is Sonnet 104. To me, fair friend, you never can be old, for as you were when first your eye I eyed. Such seems your beauty still, 3 winters cold have from the forest shook 3 summers' pride. 3 beauteous springs to yellow autumn turned, in process of the seasons have I seen. 3 April perfumes and 3 hot Junes burned, since first I saw you fresh, which yet are green. Ah, yet does beauty like a dial hand steal from his figure, and no pace perceived. So your sweet hue, which methinks still does stand, has motion, and mine eye may be deceived. For fear of which, hear this, thou age unbred, ere you were born, was beauty summer dead. And once again, I would like to pay tribute to Dorothea Tieck. She was the first person to translate the complete cycle of the Shakespeare sonnets into German 200 years ago. Unfortunately, her father Ludwig Tieck, back then a well-known German poet and writer, took the credit for it, as it was frowned upon at that time for women to venture into male-dominated fields. So Dorothea was a polyglot. She spoke 8 languages, and I dare say she had what it took to become an excellent poet herself. So here is the German translation. Sonett 104. Mir, schöner Freund, erscheinst du nimmer alt, denn so wie ich dich einst zuerst erblickte, strahlt deine Schönheit noch, 3 Winter kalt, raubten dem Hain, womit der Lenz ihn schmückte. Wie Frühling sich in gelbem Herbst verkehrt, hab ich im Lauf des Jahrs 3-mal gesehen. Wie Sommersglut des Maien Duft verzerrt, doch deine Schönheit sah ich nicht vergehen. Und doch kann Schönheit unbemerkt entweichen, wie auf der Sonnenuhr die Stunden rücken, so kann auch deine zarte Farb entbleichen, die dauernd scheint den gern getäuschten Blicken. Drum dürft ihr wohl, ihr künftigen Menschen, klagen, es starb der Schönheit Lenz vor unseren Tagen. Thank you.
I'm Freyja Helmer-Sindemark. I'll be reading Sonnet 105 from Jarnac, France. First, I'll read it in English and then in Swedish. And I chose this sonnet because the word kind spoke to me. Let not my love be called idolatry, nor my beloved as an idol show. Since all alike my songs and praises be, to one, of one, still such and ever so. Kind is my love today, tomorrow kind, still constant in a wondrous excellence. Therefore my verse to constancy confined, one thing expressing, leaves out difference. Fair, kind, and true is all my argument. Fair, kind, and true, varying to other words. And in this change is my invention spent, 3 themes in one, which wondrous scope affords. Fair, kind, and true have often lived alone, which 3 till now never kept seat in one. Nu på svenska, sonnet 105. Säg ej min kärlek är av guderi, och att en avgudlik min vän tillbedes. Fast all min sång, min ros blott en kan bli, till en, om en, och aldrig annorledes. Gud är min vän idag, imorgon Gud, och trofast blir till dödens stund han ämnar. Därför besjunger jag med trofast mod blott ett, och all förändring glatt jag lämnar. Skön, trofast Gud är all min poesi. Skön, trofast Gud, i nya toner satta. All min uppfinning tömmer sig däri, och en treklang som i sin värld en kan fatta. Skön, trofast Gud, så ofta stått alene, tills nu det tränna aldrig bott hos en. Tack så mycket.
Hi, my name's Joe Campo, and I am in Charleston, South Carolina. Just wanted to mention that I've been enjoying doing this for a few years. I'm actually going in a couple of weeks on an anniversary vacation across the pond, and I'll be going to Dublin and Galway, then to London, then to Paris. And if you've got any suggested sites for me to go to while I'm there, we do have some open space on the agenda. So without further ado, sonnet number 106. When, in the chronicle of wasted time, I see descriptions of the fairest wights and beauty, making beautiful old rhyme in praise of ladies dead and lovely night, then, in the blazon of sweet beauty's best of hand, of foot, of lip, of eye, of brow, I see their antique pen would have expressed even such a beauty as you master now. So all their praises are but prophecies of this, our time, all you prefiguring, and for they looked, but with divining eyes, they had not skill enough your worth to sing. For we, which now behold these present days, have eyes to wonder, but lack tongues to praise. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Henry Graham Murray. I'm reading from Venice Beach in Los Angeles. I've been doing a lot of open mics with several love poems at each one, and I've been doing Shakespeare sonnet each time. And one time I didn't do the Shakespeare, and people were saying, people love it, and people were saying, where's the Shakespeare, where's the Shakespeare, because they love it so much, and that's just very exciting to me. By the way, my website is henryhavingfun.com. So here is Sonnet 107. Not mine own fears, nor the prophetic soul of the wide world dreaming on things to come, can yet the lease of my true love control, supposed as forfeit to a confined doom. The mortal moon hath her eclipse endured, and the sad augurs mock their own presage. Uncertainties now crown themselves assured, and peace proclaims olives of endless age. Now, with the drops of this most balmy time, my love looks fresh, and death to me subscribes, since, spite of him, I'll live in this poor rhyme, while he insults o'er dull and speechless tribes. And thou in this shalt find thy monument, when tyrants' crests and tombs of brass are spent.
Excellent. Alrighty. I'm Debbie Johnson. I'm doing Sonnet 108 from Raleigh, North Carolina. Also on a personal note that I had mentioned before, that I have just recently had brain surgery. Everything is good, benign. But so when I was looking for sonnets to read, I thought 108 would be appropriate, because the first line is, "What's in the brain that ink make character?" I mean, what else can a poet that just had brain surgery say to themselves? But so everybody said this is dedication, but to me this is therapy to do this. I need this. So Sonnet 108. What's in the brain that ink make character, which hath not figured to thee, my true spirit? What's new to speak? What now to register that may express my love or thy dear merit? Nothing, sweet boy, but yet, like prayers divine, I must each day say o'er the very same, counting no old thing old, thou mine, I thine, even as when I first hallowed thy fair name. So that eternal love is love's fresh case, weighs not the dust and injury of age, nor gives to necessary wrinkles place, but makes antiquity for aye his page. Finding the first conceit of love there bred, where time and outward form would show it dead. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Meredith DiPaolo, reading from Los Angeles, California, and this is Sonnet 109. Oh, never say that I was false of heart, though absence seemed my flame to qualify. As easy might I from myself depart, as from my soul, which in thy breast doth lie. That is my home of love. If I have ranged, like him that travels, I return again, just to the time, not with the time exchanged, so that myself bring water for my stain. Never believe, though my nature reigned all frailties that besiege all kinds of blood, that it could so preposterously be stained to leave for nothing all thy sum of good. For nothing this wide universe I call, save thou, my rose. In it thou art my all. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Kevin Schaefer. I'll be reading from Cary, North Carolina, and this is Sonnet 110. Alas, 'tis true, I have gone here and there, and made myself a motley to the view. Gored mine own thoughts, sold cheap what is most dear, made old offenses of affections new. Most true it is that I have looked on truth, askance and strangely, but by all above, these blenches gave my heart another youth. And worse essays proved thee my best of love. Now all is done, have what shall have no end. Mine appetite I never more will grind. On newer proof, to try an older friend, a god in love, to whom I am confined. Then give me welcome, next my heaven the best, even to thy pure and most loving breast. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer McLean. I'm speaking to you from Dresden, Germany. I've chosen Sonnet 111. I think what attracted me to it was the word fortune. I'm always interested in the theme of fortune and misfortune. And I think this sonnet is a little different. It speaks to us about the nature of work and how we are often marred or scarred by our work. Oh, for my sake do you with fortune chide, the guilty goddess of my harmful deeds, that did not better for my life provide than public means, which public manners breeds. Thence comes it that my name receives a brand, and almost thence my nature is subdued to what it works in, like the dyer's hand. Pity me then, and wish I were renewed, whilst, like a willing patient, I will drink potions of Isel against my strong infection. No bitterness that I will bitter think, nor double penance to correct correction. Pity me then, dear friend, and I assure ye, even that your pity is enough to cure me. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Burgess. I am reading from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I will be reading Sonnet 112. Your love and pity doth the impression fill, which vulgar scandal stamped upon my brow? For what care I who calls me well or ill? So you o'ergreen my bad, my good allow? You are my all the world, and I must strive to know my shames and praises from your tongue. None else to me, nor I to none alive, that my steeled sense changes right or wrong. In so profound abysm I throw all care of others' voices, that my adder sense to critic and to flatterer stopped are. Mark how with my neglect I do dispense. You are so strongly in my purpose bred, that all the world besides me thinks ye are dead. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am George Jack. I am performing sonnet number 113 from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to be performing it in English, and then I'm going to be performing it in Latin. Here we go. Since I left you, mine eye is in my mind, and that which governs me to go about doth part his function, and is partly blind. Seems seeing, but effectually is out. For it no form delivers to the heart of bird, of flower, or shape with which it doth latch. Of his quick objects hath the mind no part, nor his own vision holds what it doth catch. For if it see the rudest or gentlest sight, the most sweet favor or deformitest creature, the mountain or the sea, the day or night, the crow or dove, it shapes them to your feature. Incapable of more, replete with you, my most true mind thus maketh mine untrue. And now in Latin. In oculus simulac te liqui sola tuetur, praeterita et regamen deserit omne viae, parte putu caecem nam visu scibitu iusti, fer spiciem visu confecit ide nihil. Credit inem menti formae nihil ille receptere, sit volucris, sit flos, sit ve figura viri. Et rapide opelis aliquid mens prederenescit, quaeque oculis prendit vix et ferme tenent, quod libit ascipiet per quam rude perve decorum distortum membris egregiumve genus, mons mare lux nox sit, cornix aut candida pene. Ille sibi in speciem negeat omne tuam te plena accipiunt aliud ne corda e watque una fides aliam pectus habere fidem. Thank you. Tibi gratius ago.
I've been staying pretty silent here, but I want to take a moment out just to say it's a good thing you didn't get to rehearse that much, because you'd have blown us way far away. Very nicely done,
Kurt.
sir.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Uh, I'm Stephen LZ, reading from Toronto, Ontario. This is sonnet number 114. And I will also read a Chinese translation. Sonnet 114. Or whether doth my mind, being crowned with you, drink up the monarch's plague, this flattery, or whether, should I say, my eyes say true, and that your love taught it this alchemy, to make of monsters and things indigest, such cherubins as your sweet self resemble, creating every bad a perfect best, as fast as object to his beams assemble. Oh, 'tis the first, 'tis flattery in my seeing, and my great mind most keenly drinks it up. My eye well knows what with his gusts is green, and to his palate doth prepare the cup. If it be poisoned, 'tis the lesser thing, that my eye loves it and doth first begin. The Chinese one, I'm going to read it in Mandarin. 是否我的心既把你当王冠戴，喝过帝王们的鸩毒，自我阿谀？还是我该说，我眼睛说的全对，因为你的爱教会他这炼金术，使他能够把一切蛇神和牛鬼转化为和你一样柔媚的天鹰，把每个丑恶改造成尽善尽美。只要事物在他的柔辉下现形。哦，是前者，是眼睛的自我陶醉。我伟大的心灵把它一口喝尽，眼睛晓得投合我心灵的口味，为它准备好这杯可口的毒饮。尽管杯中有毒，罪过总比较轻，因为先爱上它的是我的眼睛。Thank you.
This is Debra Kaufman calling from Mebane, North Carolina. And I'm just loving hearing Shakespeare's amazing words, and especially loving hearing it in other languages. So thank you all who are reading from other languages. Really adds another really interesting dimension. I'll be reading Sonnet 115. Excuse my voice might get wonky because I've got some allergies going on here. One moment. Those lines that I before have writ do lie, even those that said I could not love you dearer. Yet then my judgment knew no reason why my most full flame should afterwards burn clearer. But reckoning time, whose millioned accidents creep in twixt vows and change decrees of kings, tan sacred beauty, blunt the sharpest intents, divert strong minds to the course of altering things. Alas, why, fearing of time's tyranny, might I not then say, now I love you best, when I was certain or uncertainty, crowning the present, doubting of the rest. Love is a babe. Then might I not say so, to give full growth to that which still doth grow? Thank you. And if the reader of 116 is not here yet, is that correct?
No, we have Ethan on the line. Yes, but thank you,
good.
Debra.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Ethan gets to read my favorite one that was read at my wedding. So yay.
Oh,
thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
No pressure, Ethan. No pressure.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of gravity has been added on it. Yeah, I'm Ethan. I'm reading Sonnet 116 from Durham, North Carolina. I was not aware how spread out this call was going to be. I'm pretty amazed by the amount of people in like totally different countries. And this is a pretty cool one. This one I've always been drawn to, and I'm not incredibly versed in poetry, so that might say something to its specialness. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is never fixed mark, that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth unknown, though his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks with his bending sickle's compass come, love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out, even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. Thank you.
And nothing in the world wrong with that reading. Pat yourself on the back.
Now, thanks, Ethan, because I got to follow you. My name's Rob McDermott, and I'm joining this call from lovely sunny Dublin, Ireland, and that's in Europe, because I know there's Americans on this call. I'm going to be reading Sonnet 117. I did want to read 116 because I recited it at my brother's wedding, and it's the most coveted one, but you got in there, Ethan, and I thought it was a lovely reading. So 117, I have it here somewhere. Accuse me thus, that I have scant it all, wherein I should your great deserts repay, forgot upon your dearest love to call, whereto all bonds do tie me day by day. That I have frequent been with unknown minds, and given to time your own dear purchased right, that I have hoisted sail to all the winds, which should transport me farthest from your sight. Book both my wilfulness and errors down, and on just proof surmised accumulate. Bring me within the level of your frown, but shoot not at me in your wakened hate, since my appeal says I did strive to prove the constancy and virtue of your love. Thanks, guys.
Greetings. Greetings and salutations to everyone. I'm Rick Bean on a dreary Sunday reading from New Haven, Connecticut, gateway to New England. And this is sonnet number 118. Like as to make our appetites more keen, with eager compounds we our palate urge, as to prevent our maladies unseen, we sicken to shun sickness when we purge. Even so, being full of your ne'er cloying sweetness, to bitter sauces did I frame my feeding, and sick of welfare, found a kind of meetness to be diseased ere that there was true needing. Thus policy and love to anticipate, the ills that were not, grew to faults assured, and brought to medicine a healthful state, which rank of goodness would by ill be cured. But thence I learn, and find the lesson true, drugs poison him that so fell sick of you. Thank you.
This is Wayne Burtoft. Greetings from sunny Tarpon Springs, Florida, although it's a little overcast today. We're about an hour drive from Tampa Bay area is where I live now, but it's a thrill to be here with everyone. And I have so many friends in the Triangle area of North Carolina, and I miss you all. And I was back in March for a short time, hope to get back very soon again. But I am reading Sonnet 119, so, and I resonate with this one a little bit because it talks about how your love can be stronger after a reconciliation, because previous to that, the love wasn't going so well. But it can be stronger after people admit their errors. That's what I got out of Sonnet 119. So here is Sonnet 119. What potions have I drunk of siren tears, distilled from limbecks foul as hell within, applying fears to hopes and hopes to fears, still losing when I saw myself to win. What wretched errors have my heart committed, whilst it hath thought itself so blessed never? I'll have my eyes out of their spheres been fitted in the distraction of this maddening fever. O benefit of ill, now I find true that better is by evil still made better, and ruined love, when it is built anew, grows fairer than at first, more strong, far greater. So I return rebuked to my content, and gain by ills thrice more than I have spent. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Wayne. Matthew Wood, reading Sonnet 120 from Spokane, Washington. If you like hearing me read stuff, check out the Happy Horror Days podcast, where I pair horror stories and old holidays like they're fine wines. So here we are. I'll drop a link in the chat. You've noted probably there's a lot of we've been mad at each other's in this, and this one is another. And it's dedicated to the fair youth. When I first heard about the fair youth and the dark lady, it did not compute for me because Shakespeare was a legend, not a person, not a possibly bisexual person for that matter. But I think it's really good to remember that all legends were people first. That you were once unkind befriends me now, and for that sorrow which I then did feel, needs must I under my transgression bow, unless my nerves were brass or hammered steel. For if you were by my unkindness shaken, as I by yours, you have passed the hell of time, and I a tyrant have no leisure taken to weigh how once I suffered in your crime. Oh, that our night of woe might have remembered my deepest sense how hard true sorrow hits, and soon to you, as you to me then tendered, the humble salve which wounded bosoms fits. But that your trespass now becomes a fee. Mine ransoms yours, and yours must ransom me. 'Tis better to be vile than vile esteemed, when not to be receives reproach of being, and the just pleasure lost which so is deemed, not by our feeling, but by others seeing. For why should others' false adulterate eyes give salutation to my sportive blood? Or on my frailties, why are frailer spies, which in their wills count bad what I think good? No, I am that I am, and they that level at my abuses reckon up their own. I may be straight, though they themselves be devil. By their rank thoughts my deeds should not be shown. Unless this general evil they maintain, all men are bad, and in their badness reign.
Hi, everybody. I'm Monica Ho. I am reading from Durham, North Carolina. I'm reading Sonnet 122. Thy gift, thy tables are within my brain, full charactered with lasting memory, which shall above that idle rank remain beyond all date, even to eternity, or at the least, so long as brain and heart have faculty by nature to subsist, till each to raised oblivion yield his part. Of thee, thy record never can be missed. That poor retention could not so much hold, nor need I tallies thy dear love to score. Therefore, to give them from me was I bold, to trust those tables that receive thee more. To keep an adjunct to remember thee, or to import forgetfulness in me.
All righty. So, no time. Thou shalt not boast that I do change. Thy pyramids built up with newer might to me are nothing novel, nothing strange. They are but dressings of a former sight. Our dates are brief, and therefore we admire what thou dost foist upon us that is old, and rather make them born to our desire than think we before have heard them told. Thy registers, thee I both defy, not wondering at the present nor the past, for thy records and what we see doth lie, made more or less by thy continual haste. This I do vow, and this shall ever be. I will be true, despite thy scythe and thee.
Hi, I'm Juliana Valente, reading from Durham, North Carolina, sonnet number 124. This one is especially fun for Shakespeare nerds like Kurt and dramaturgs for its references to political realities of Shakespeare's time and ours. If my dear love were but the child of state, it might for fortune's bastard be unfathered, as subject to time's love or to time's hate, weeds among weeds, or flowers with flowers gathered. No, it was builded far from accident. It suffers not in smiling pomp, nor falls under the blow of thralled discontent, where to the inviting time our fashion calls. It fears not policy, that heretic which works on leases of short-numbered hours, but all alone stands hugely politic, that it nor grows with heat, nor drowns with showers. To this, I witness call the fools of time, which die for goodness, who have lived for crime.
Hi, I'm Denise Stewart, and I am dialing in from Raleigh, North Carolina, Sonnet 125. Were it aught to me, I bore the canopy with my extern, the outward honoring, or laid great bases for eternity, which proves more short than waste or ruining? Have I not seen dwellers on form and favor lose all and more by paying too much rent, for compound sweet foregoing simple savor, pitiful thrivers in their gazing spent? No, let me be obsequious in thy heart, and take thou my oblation, poor but free, which is not mixed with seconds, knows no art, but mutual render only me for thee. Hence, thou suborned informer, a true soul, when most impeached, stands least in thy control.
So I am the fill-in for 126. Just real quickly, Wayne, who is my brother, did a couple of sonnets ago. Wayne, looking really good. Okay, so let me give this sonnet 126 a go. O thou, my lovely boy, who in thy power dost hold time's fickle glass, his sickle hour, who hast my waning groan, and therein show'st my lover's withering as thy sweet self grossed. If nature, sovereign mistress overwhack, as thou goest onward, still will pluck thee back. She keeps thee to this purpose, that her skill may time disgrace and wretched minutes kill. Yet fear her, O thou minion of her pleasure, he may detain, but not still keep her treasure. Her audit, though delayed, answered must be, and her quietest is to render thee. Thank you.
I'm Dennis Corcoran, and I'm reading from Midlothian, Texas. I misstated that. I'll be reading Sonnet 127, which is the so-called first of the Dark Lady sonnet, so introducing a theme. I chose this one because it just struck me as obviously true. So it's like, yeah. Okay. In the old age, black was not counted fair, or if it were, it bore not beauty's name. But now is black beauty's successive heir, and beauty slandered with a bastard shame. For since each hand hath put on nature's power, faring the foul with art's false borrowed face, Sweet beauty hath no name, no holy bower, but is profane, if not lives in disgrace. Therefore, my mistress's eyes are raven black, her eyes so suited, and they mourners seem, at such who, born not fair, no beauty lack, slandering creation with a false esteem. Yet, so they mourn, becoming of their woe, that every tongue says beauty should look so.